Hi Casper. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Do another little Croc Talk podcast with Casper here, and we're going to talk about in this one is whether or not alligators bond. Okay, and that is a question that I get all the time. Does he bond with you? Do they bond with other gators? And usually my short answer on whether or not they bond is no, because the way that most people think bonding means like if you're bonded that you love them, or that in the case of working with the animal as a human, if he's bonded with me, he won't hurt me. So I always just say no. But the more real answer for this podcast kind of idea, where we can go into depth on these things and I can really explain it in greater detail than a minute long reel that I usually put on other platforms, is that yes, they do bond to some degree, and the actual definition of the word bonding, not in how people perceive the word bonding as having meaning of being tame or harmless or not going to hurt you, stuff like that, right? Casper, come. And so what I mean by that is, does he know me? Yes, he absolutely knows me. He can tell me, apart from like George right now is on the camera. He knows who George is. He knows who I am. And if a random person walked in here, would he know that that's a person he doesn't know? Absolutely. And so they just, how do they tell? They look at you with their eyes, so they know. Different people look different. We sound different. Maybe we smell different to them. I don't have any evidence to suggest that, but possibly they do. Casper, come. We want to get him back over here, though, so it's not just me talking. As soon as I start talking and I'm not giving him food, he just like leaves. So we'll give him another little piece of gator chow biscuit right here, made of ground up chicken and fish and whatnot. Come there. There you go, buddy. Okay, so we give him that nice little piece and get him to hang out with us some more. But yeah, so anyways, he can recognize different people and then form somewhat of a relationship with me where he knows I'm not a threat, I'm not going to hurt him, and so he's not being defensive towards me. And because we've already established with him before too that I am not prey, he's tried to eat me, and basically you have to handle him, literally like headlock him, be like, hey, don't mess with me, So we've got through all that stuff, and so now we have this awesome bond, if you will. Now, this bond, though, does not imply that he is tame or that he loves me, and that's the big one I'm constantly preaching. Like, I love him, he doesn't love me. And right now, if, like, let's say a branch fell from this tree and hit me right in the head and broke my neck, and I just fell down right next to him, he's immediately going to grab me, and he's going to kill me, and he's going to eat me. Okay, even like, I demonstrate this all the time, how reactive he can be, and that's just with touch right there. Now, he can see it's my hand touching right there, but that is also keying in on their reflexes. They're going to go for anything that touches them anyways, but I guess the discerning factor I'm trying to get at right here is, even though that's an instinctual reaction for him, even if he did grab my hand, he's still going to take it off. He's still going to eat it. He's not going to feel bad about it. Now, if that branch hit me and knocked me out and I fell next to him, same thing, reaction. But even if I was back here and it's no longer a reaction and I was knocked unconscious and then I'm just sitting here, he's going to come over, he's going to investigate, and he's going to be like, he's going to nudge me and be like, he's not reacting. And he's going to go to eat you, and he's going to like rip off my arm and eat it. And he's not going to hesitate or feel bad about it. And that's what I mean when I say that, like, yes, he bonds in a way, and that he knows who you are, and what I just said, but it's not the same as love, right? And so I do see this with alligators and other alligators, not just towards humans, but like interpersonal alligator relationships, however you want to phrase that, where certain alligators do like certain other alligators, and they do bond with them, and they will pair up, especially as far as like mating stuff goes. In fact, there's a pair of literal gay alligators that I worked with that was a pair of males. Even though there were other females around, this pair of males decided that they like each other. They hang out together all the time. They mate with each other. And it's really interesting because they will kick out other males that walk into their area, though, or even females that walk into their little spot, they'll kick them out. And so those two are absolutely bonded. And then we see this also with male-female bonding for mating behavior and whatnot, too. And it's not just like sexual bonding, though. You'll see some, Casper, come here. We'll get him back over here, too, because he's starting to creep up towards coming up behind George here. But we'll give him another little piece of this. Come here. But yeah, so it's not just like sexual bonding. You'll see other alligators that seem like they tolerate each other's presence. Come. A lot more than they do to other alligators. Come here. There you go. That was just a bunch of little crumbs, but he'll still piece through it and try to get his pieces out of there. But yeah, so you'll see ones that do seem like they prefer to hang out together, even without any sort of sexual behavior between the two. And so that does happen. And then you'll see ones that don't like each other. Even though like for no like noticeable reason, you'll see ones that like they seem like they really do not like each other. They will not hang out with each other. And if this one specific one walks over, they'll attack them. And for as far as I can perceive, no real apparent reason that I'm able to detect. Obviously, there's got to be a reason in there somewhere that they know that I don't know about. But yeah, so they do seem like they make friends and also enemies, so to speak, you know. So it is really interesting. Their social behavior is much more complex than most people would think it is. They're very intelligent animals, and there's a lot more going on here than what we anticipate. I really wish that we could teach these guys to talk. I mean, obviously it's completely impossible, but I wish there was a way to understand more of what they're thinking. You know, if I could like telepathically communicate with him, as some people in my comments think that I cannot. Okay, but I wish there was a way to know what's going on in there and just how do they pick who they like, who they don't like. And oh, another one I really want to bring up. I brought this up several times before, but as far as their bonding with each other, there is a male and female alligator that I worked with that were together for like 20 years, as far as I know. And the male is much larger than the female, could easily kill and eat her if he wanted to. Never did. They mated, you know, they were in love, you know, whatever you want to call it. They were great together. And then one day the female had a seizure. And I've talked about this on many other videos. I apologize for repeating it, but it's really interesting for anybody who hasn't heard me talk about this. One day the female had a seizure. In the moment that she flipped over in the water and started seizing, he's eating her. And I mean, immediately. I was there, watched it happen. And I mean, they were only like, I don't know, maybe 50 feet away from me or something. And before I could run over to help her, he was eating her immediately. And I always say, it's like if you were like walking down the sidewalk with like your wife or husband or whatever, and one of you tripped and hit your head on the concrete, that person's next step is not to step down to help you, it's to step down and start eating you. Like immediately. So like as soon as you are not you, as I often say, like you're not you in there, and they know it, they're aware that you are not you anymore. You are prey, you are food, and they're gonna go for you. Even though he could kill her if he wanted to, he never did, but as soon as she's not there, boom, he's gonna eat her, you know. All right guys, so I think that covers everything I can think of on this topic. As always, make sure you like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think, any questions you might have, and any other ideas for these kind of, you know, long form videos talking about gator behavior. And we'll see you guys in the next one.